Good day, my dear students. This is El Maestro once again, and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's discussion, we're going to discuss illustrating rational algebraic expression. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. So first, we have to define what is a rational algebraic expression. So rational algebraic expression is a quotient of two algebraic expressions provided that the denominator is not equal to 0. Again, the denominator is not equal to 0. It is just like a fraction but with polynomials. Okay? So it is just like a fraction but with polynomials. So take note of that. So, let's have first what is a fraction. Since na-mention dito about denominator. So, when we say fraction, it is written in this form. Okay? Merong expression sa taas, merong expression sa ibabaw, and it is separated by a bar. Okay? A horizontal bar. And this term here, this expression that represented by A, okay, this A here class, okay, stands for any expression, polynomial expressions, okay? So, that is your numerator, and everything na nasa baba, that is our denominator, and that is a fraction. So, it is very important that we understand what is a numerator and what is a denominator. So these are examples of a rational algebraic expressions. If you notice class, all that na nakikita nyo above, these are the numerators. Okay, yung nakita natin kanina. So lahat ng nasa ibabaw, on the top are numerators. Okay, and everything na nasa ilalim, this, okay, as you can see, all these expressions, polynomials, okay, these are denominators. Okay? So, again, the definition says that a rational expression, okay, it is a rational algebraic expression provided that the denominator is not equal to 0. Meaning, dapat all this denominator must not equal to 0. Okay? So in this case, hindi pa natin masasabi since we all have variables, di ba? X minus 1, 5y, x plus 1, okay? Unless we have a value of our variable, then we can say if this is equal to 0 or not. For this case, this is not equal to 0. Okay? How about this one, class? Is this a rational expression? Though hindi siya in a fraction form, okay, sabi nga dito, it is just like a fraction, no? Not necessarily dapat fraction talaga siya. Okay? So, if naka-fraction siya, dapat polynomials. So, meaning, if your expression is not in fraction, that is still an algebraic expression. Okay? Rational algebraic expression. Kasi, we can always have it 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 over 1. Di ba? Pwede namang may over 1 yan. Hindi lang sinulat because, okay, hindi na necessary. So that is still an rational algebraic expression. Okay? So, hindi porket hindi siya naka-fraction, hindi na siya rational algebraic expression. Okay? So, we have to determine now, class, if a certain expression is a rational algebraic expression. Yan yung pinaka-importante. Paano natin masasabi ngayon na that is an algebraic or rational algebraic expressions? Okay. So we have to identify whether the following are rational expression or not. First, so we have 3x raised to the power of negative 2 plus 2x plus 1 over 3x plus 1. The question is this a rational expression or not? What do you think? Okay, the answer is no. Okay, this is not a rational algebraic expression. Baka sabi, sir, why? Yung expression natin is in a fraction form. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Sabi, it is just like a fraction. Hindi porket naka-fraction siya, rational algebraic expression na siya. Okay? Tingnan nyo, but with polynomials. So meaning, tingnan natin if yung mga expression natin are polynomials. Okay? And sabi dito, because the numerator is not a polynomial, the variable must not have negative exponents. So meaning, masasabi natin that a certain expression is a polynomial if wala siyang negative exponents, ang variable natin. In this case, meron. Tingnan niyo yung x. Yung x variable natin dito, class, meron siyang exponent na negative. So pag ang exponent niya negative, okay, that is not a rational expression. Okay? So titingnan niyo yung mga expression o titingnan niyo yung mga variable. Okay? It could be in a numerator or sa denominator. Pag merong ganon, then that is not a rational algebraic expression. Okay? Next. So we have 3x raised to the power 1/2 plus 7x plus 2 over 4x plus y. Is this a rational expression? The answer is no. Why? Because the numerator is not a polynomial. Hindi na naman polynomial yung numerator natin. Bakit? The variable must not have a fractional exponent. Meaning, yung variable dapat natin, any variable it could be from the numerator or denominator, dapat walang fractional exponents. Dapat whole number. Kanina, negative, hindi pwede. This time, fractional ang exponent, hindi pwede. Dapat whole number talaga siya. Okay? From 1 to infinity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bahala ka na. Okay? So this is not a rational algebraic expression. So next, again, another example. So we have 4x squared plus square root of 9x plus 5 over 3x plus 2y. Ang tanong again, is this a rational expression? No. Sir, bakit no? Wala, yung exponent naman, walang fraction na exponent, walang negative exponent. Okay? So again, with this, sabi, because the numerator is not a polynomial. Again, hindi na naman polynomial yung numerator natin. Why? The variable must not have radicand or part of the denominator. Meaning, dapat wala sa radicand yung ating variable. Hindi dapat kasama sa loob ng radical sign. Tingnan nyo yung radical sign. Okay, meaning square root of 9x. Plus, pwede may radical, hindi ibig sabihin may radical, mali. Pwedeng may radical, just like this. Diba? So, yung nasa loob ng radical natin is only number 10. Yung x nasa labas, pwede yan. Yung example natin, yung radical sign or the x is inside the radical sign. So, hindi pwede. Pwedeng ganito. Okay, tingnan nyo yung x nasa labas. Pwedeng ganito, class. You can have it like this. 4x squared plus x square root of 9 plus 5. Meaning, yung x natin hindi kasama or not inside the radical sign. So, pwede yan siya. Okay? But in our example, that is not a rational expression because x is inside the radicand. Okay? So, yung isa sa babantayan natin. Okay? So, pagtingin pa lang natin, oops, nasa gitna yung x, nasa loob ng radical, meaning that is not a radical or that is not a rational expression. Another example, this one. Is this a rational expression or not? Again, this is no. Bakit na naman, sir? Bakit hindi na naman rational expression yan? Again, let's emphasize, merong sinabi dito, because the denominator is equal to 0. Diba? Based in the general rule or rational expression, the denominator should not be equal to 0. Remember this one, class? Okay? That 2x minus 2x, that is equal to 0, right? Yung mga example natin earlier, hindi natin masasabi equal to 0 kasi wala tayong value ng x. Pero this one, though wala tayong value ng x, but since 2x minus 2x that is equal to 0, and according sa definition natin, the denominator is not equal to 0 dapat. So meaning, that expression is not a rational expression. So, those are the different cases, class. Paano natin babantayan if we will be asked to determine if that rational expression, if that certain given is a rational expression or not. Okay? So, take note of that, no? Dapat walang exponent na negative. Dapat walang exponent na negative sa variable. Walang exponent na fraction sa variable. Dapat yung variable natin wala sa loob ng radical sign. And lastly, dapat denominator must not be equal to 0. Okay. So we have to identify the following rational expression or not. So more example, how about this one? Is this a rational expression? Okay, very good. This is a rational expression. Yes. Okay, so no question. Wala naman tayong radical, wala naman tayong negative exponents, and we don't have denominator equal to 0. So that is a rational expression. How about this one? Is that a rational expression? Very good. That is not a rational expression or no. Why? Bakit? Very good. Because the variable must not have a fractional exponents. So meron tayong fractional exponents, di ba? Okay? So the 1/3 exponent of x. Okay. So class, we are already done identifying a certain expression if that is a rational algebraic expression or not. Okay? So the next topic class is domain of rational algebraic expression. What is a domain of a rational algebraic expression? So domain is the set of all possible values of the variable. Okay? Let's have it first. Sabi, domain is the set of all possible values of variables. Meaning, yung meron tayong variable kanina, it could be x, y, z. Okay? And it could be replaced any values. Okay? Pwedeng 1, 2, 3, 4, any. Pwedeng -1, -2. Okay. So, domain are those possible values. Meaning, hindi pala lahat possible. So, meaning, the domain are all possible. Okay? Always remember that any rational algebraic expression cannot have a denominator of 0 because it will make the expression undefined. Okay? So this is why hindi lahat ng value ng x pwede kasi may mga tendency pag i-substitute natin yung variable natin, magiging 0 siya. Okay? So this is why we need to pay attention to what value of the variables in the which expression would make the denominator equal to 0. Okay? So meaning, titingnan natin, himay-mayin natin, ano kaya yung number na hindi pwede? Kasi baka pag nag-substitute tayo ng number, magiging 0 yung denominator natin. Okay? So, these values cannot be included in the domain. So, they are called excluded values. Okay? So, excluded values are the values that make the denominator 0. Okay? And making the rational expression undefined. Again, so excluded values are values that make the denominator 0. Any values, any number, any part of the number system that makes the denominator 0 is not part of the domain or called excluded values. Okay, let's have an example class. So example, to find the zeros of the denominator, okay, meaning hahanapin natin kailan or anong value ng x na magiging 0 yung denominator natin, okay? And then restrict these values. Let's say for example, x plus 8 over x minus 9. Okay, so before anything else, let's take this opportunity. Let's identify this first. Is this a rational algebraic expression? Okay? That is a rational algebraic expression. Yes. So, since that is a rational algebraic expression, paano natin ngayon kukunin yung 0? Is you have to equate denominator equal to 0, then solve. Ganun lang. So, kukunin mo ngayon yung denominator, then after mo kunin yung denominator, i-equate mo to 0, meaning equal to 0. This is how we do it. So, x minus 9. That is the denominator, right? So, all you have to do is equate that one equal to 0. So, that is now you have x minus 9 equal to 0. So, what's the next thing to do? You solve for x. You solve for variable. Since that equation is a linear equation, so dapat x is equal to. So in that case, you transpose negative 9 to the other side. And that makes it x is equal to 9. So na-solve mo na ngayon, x is equal to 9. Meaning, the domain is all real numbers except for 9. Meaning, lahat ng numbers sa real number system, pwedeng maging solution or part ng domain mo except for 9. Hindi pwede si 9. Bakit kaya hindi pwede si 9? Because, if we substitute 9 now, class, sa ating given, look what will happen. Okay. This time, nag-substitute tayo. Magiging 9 plus 8, 9 minus 9. And that is equal to 17 over 0. Class, you use your calculator, get your calculator, try to divide any number by 0. Okay? Mag-e-error yung calculator nyo. Walang result na ilalabas because undefined. Kaya nga, as much as possible, talagang titingnan natin, we will find, hahanapin natin ngayon yung value ng domain na magiging 0 yung denominator natin. And this is how you solve it. Just equate the denominator equal to 0 and you solve for x. Okay? So, the domain now is all real numbers except for 9. Kasi pwede kang mag-substitute ng 1. Kung i-substitute mo yung 1, magiging 1 plus 8 over 1 minus 9. So, meaning, wala kang denominator na 0. Okay? Example. So, 4x plus 7 that over 2x minus 1. Again, this is a rational algebraic expression. So, sabi nga ng steps natin first is you have to equate denominator to 0. So, equate denominator to 0. So, that will become 2x minus 1 equal to 0. Ganun lang, class. Okay, all you have to do is equate denominator equal to 0. Then, solve for it. Transpose negative 1. So, that makes 2x is equal to 1. So, since x lang ang hahanapin natin, okay, class, you have already done this previously sa grade 7 or you can check my YouTube channel, class. Merong mga topic doon, linear equation. You check or you review your lesson, yung how to solve linear equation. Okay? So, next, you have to divide both sides by 2 to solve for x. Kasi 2x siya, dapat x lang yan, di ba? So, magiging 2x over 2 is equal to 1 divided by 2. So, we divide both sides by 2 so that we can eliminate that 2. So, 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1 and that is x is equal to 1 half. So, therefore, now class, the answer of the domain, okay, the answer is the domain is all real numbers except for 1 half. So, you can use any number, class, okay? Any real numbers, okay? Except for 1 half. Why? Again, let's try. I-substitute natin ngayon yung 1 half. Let's see if magzi-zero ba yung denominator natin. Okay, this is the given, 4x plus 7 over 2x minus 1. Let's substitute x is equal to 1 half. So, magiging 4 times 1 half plus 7, 2 times 1 half minus 1. So, 4 times 1 half, that is equal to 2. 2 times 1 half, that is equal to 1. Okay? You can check your calculator. You can use your calculator in multiplying this one to check the answer. So, that will become 2 plus 7 and 1 minus 1. So, 1 minus 1, class, that is equal to 0. So, yung magiging result natin this time is 9 over 0. And, if 0 yung denominator, again, sabi, that is undefined. Okay? So, therefore, tama yung sagot natin. You can use any number, okay? Or the domain or the values of your variable, it could be any real number except for 1 half. Wag lang yung 1 half, class, kasi magiging 0 yung denominator natin. Okay. So, next, okay, this one, we have x plus 5 over x squared plus 3x minus 4. Is this a rational expression? Again, yes, wala naman tayong radicals, wala tayong negative exponents, di ba? So, for this, hindi naman 0 yung denominator, di ba? So, let's find the value of x na magiging 0 yung denominator. Okay, let's find the domain. Paano? Equate the denominator equal to 0. Then, solve. So, what's the denominator? The denominator is x squared plus 3x minus 4. Then, equate that one to 0. So, that is equal to 0. Then, solve. So, in this case, class, hindi, yung denominator natin is not a linear equation. Quadratic. Okay? So, previously, you already learned how to solve a quadratic equation. Okay? Ang dami yun. Merong perfect square trinomial. Okay? So, merong general trinomial. So, titingnan natin ngayon. So, we will factor, okay, or find the factor of the trinomial. So, tingnan nyo, class. Anong klaseng trinomial na? Is that a perfect square trinomial? Okay, that is a, anong klaseng trinomial yan? That is a general trinomial. So, since that is a general trinomial, gagawin natin is to solve that one or factor that one using trial and error. Okay, di ba class, napanood nyo na yung pag-solve ng general trinomial by trial and error. If wala pa, you can check my YouTube channel, class. Meron doong video kung paano i-solve or paano mag-factor ng trinomial. Okay? So, paano? Okay? As a review, maglalagay tayo ng dalawang parentheses. Then, get the factor of the first term. What's the factor of x squared? So, that is x and x. Then, what's the factor of the last term? 4 and, okay, ano ang factor ni 4? Pwedeng 2 times 2, pwedeng 4 times 1. So, in this case, I use 4 and 1. Again, this is trial and error. Okay? Then, since the last term, ang sign is negative, automatic, yung sign ng dalawa is positive and negative. So, by trial and error, pwede nyong pagpalit-palitin until such makuha nyo yung tamang factor. Okay? So, in this case, you have x minus 1 and x plus 4. Okay? This is now the factor of x squared plus 3x minus 4. So, what's next? Anong susunod na gagawin? The next thing that you're going to do, class, is you equate each factors to 0, then solve. So, this time, i-equate na natin yung mga factors into 0, then solve. So, you have x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then, x plus 4 is equal to 0. So, each factors, i-equate natin to 0. So, this is now a linear equation. So, transpose, transpose. Okay? So, that will become x is equal to 1, and this one will become x is equal to negative 4. So, therefore, class, the answer is the domain is all real number except for 1 and negative 4. So, meaning, pag 1 ang value ng x mo, magiging 0 yung denominator. Pag negative 4 yung value ng x mo, magiging 0 pa rin yung denominator mo. Okay? You can check that one, class. I-check nyo, you solve. Okay? Hindi na siya part ng video natin this time. Okay? I want you to solve that one. You check if pag 1 yung x, magiging 0 ba yung denominator. Okay? You solve for x is equal to negative 4. I-substitute nyo ngayon sa denominator if magiging 0. Okay? So, as a conclusion of this video, class, ganun lang ang pag-identify at pag-illustrate ng isang rational algebraic expression. And this is how to solve para ma-determine natin ano yung value ng x na magiging 0 yung denominator natin. Okay? So, I hope, class, you understand at may na-learn kayo for this video, illustrating a rational algebraic expression. Again, you can review all the topics that we had. Okay? Nasa YouTube channel ko lang. And for those mga classmates nyo na hindi pa alam, pakibulungan naman sila. Okay? Tell them, we have videos here, tutorials on how to help you solve your mathematics problems, especially sa mga module nyo. Okay? Once again, this is El Maestro. Thank you for watching, and thank you for patronizing, and thank you for subscribing my YouTube channel. God bless you all.